How's that look, boys and girls? It's going to be so good. Well, good morning and welcome back to A Country Boy Can Cook. It's early, but I'm fixing a lunch or early dinner. So let me show you what I've got going here. I'm going to make some baked stuffed acorn squash. Yeah, you probably just thought I ate tacos and beef and barbecue all the time. No, I really do eat some vegetables every once in a while. And a fact not known by most people is for a short while, for about a year, I lived a vegetarian lifestyle. Well, I was dating a hippie chick, and she was a vegetarian. So, to please her, I jumped on her bandwagon, and it was fine. We drank unfiltered cow's milk, goat's milk, vegetables every meal. I don't know if I was any healthier or not. It was years ago. She was in great health, but she had been like this. Her parents had raised her from when she was 1 day old. I mean, all of her life. She had never had a steak in her life. So, about 3 months into our relationship, and I'm eating sprout sandwiches, which I like. Nothing wrong with that. Eating lots of raw vegetables, which I like. Nothing wrong with that. But dang, I was just craving a big old double meat cheeseburger. My cravings flung up on me. And so I would slip away sometime when she wasn't around, or what she was at work or whatever. I'd go have me a big old double meat cheeseburger. Man, there was a place in Dallas called the Hole in the Wall. It was on Harry Hines, and it's kind of a biker blues type bar. During lunch, they did have a bar during lunch, but you could go in and get these burgers, walk into a little window, order what you wanted, your fries and your burgers. By the time they gave it to you in a bag, by the time you got it out to the table, you could see the grease is coming through on the paper bag. Opened up, and the hamburger was wrapped up in paper, and it was all greasy. And oh my God, I need a hamburger right now just thinking about it. Anyway, so I cheated on her. I had an affair with cheeseburgers while I was with her. I would slip away and get me a big old double meat cheeseburger or some barbecue, which I'd always had mouthwash in my pickup. Like, okay, I gotta rinse this barbecue, rinse off my mustache and everything. So anyway, so I've eaten vegetables in my life, and I live kind of I eat vegetables now, but I eat a proper amount of protein, eggs and beef and chicken and fish. But today, this is going to be a meatless dish and an acorn squash. And so let's get this party started. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I've washed my vegetables. Got some celery. I want everything kind of small pieces. The squash take about 45 minutes at 350 to 400 degrees before they're cooked enough to add the stuffing. So what I'm going to do is get my stuffing ready, get the squash cut, put a little olive oil on them, and get them in the oven. And I'll come back and get this. Let's see. I think I'm going to just cut out little pieces like this. Get this stuffing going. This is a Texas sweet onion. Use about half of it. I'm doing 2 acorn squash. And so that gives us 4 halves to have stuffing for. I'm going to use a cornbread stuffing. I'm going to moisten it with, and it gets hard to get out here. I'm going to moisten it with some chicken stock, warm chicken stock. I'm probably prepping too much vegetables, but I'd rather have it, enough of it. If I don't need it, I'll put some back in the fridge and use it on something else. This apple going. That'll probably be just about right. About the same amount of apple. So if any of you ever made a stuffed acorn squash, that's my question of the day. And how do you do it? Let me get a cup of coffee here, have a few sips. All right. You can see my acorn squash here. These things are real inexpensive. I'm going to bake these on some parchment paper. See here, I've got it here on my old pan. I used this other day to bake some cookies on. I just had about 10 little cookies I made for a little recipe, so I'm going to use it again. It doesn't really get old. So let's get this sliced here. That's his boy. Make sure you got a sharp knife. Here's one. Come on. Trying to get through that stem. Take care of that. Stem's not edible anyway. I'm going to use this as a grapefruit spoon. It's got the little serration on the side. It's great for cleaning out seeds out of pumpkins or squash. And I think this is considered a pumpkin. I'll have to look that up. I don't know if it's a pumpkin or a squash. You can see I'm going to save the seeds. I might roast them, but more than likely, it's cold and miserable here, and we're probably going to feed some birds. I'll just give them to them raw. I think they'll appreciate it on a cold, miserable day. I know we got some bushy-tailed squirrels around here that will appreciate it. It's early. I think it's about 7 o'clock. It's dark. 7 a.m. maybe. my wife's still sleeping back there because I can hear her snoring. No, don't tell her I said that. I get in trouble. I've never heard her snore. She sometimes talks in her sleep, and I'll talk to her and say, "Yeah, really? Uh-huh." All right, one more, and we're gonna get these in the oven, get them roasting away. The one thing about the acorn squash, I don't know if you know this or not, but the skin is edible once it's been baked. Skin's soft enough that you can eat the green, dark green skin on the outside. So bird food. And get this out of the way. There you go. That's better. All right. Gotta have some mud. Little bit of what they call it, EEVO or whatever. I'll just call it olive oil. I'm just going to put just a little bit in each one. Get my brush and brush it around on all the exposed skin. Just put a little pepper, a little fresh ground. Not a lot, just a little. And I like pink salt, and I buy it in big crystals. And this was an old pepper grinder. You can pop the lid off and it still works fine for this salt. There you go. So let me get these in the oven and I'll be right back. All right, I've got those in the oven over there. I've set the timer for 45 minutes. I'll check them in between the time, but I know they're ready when they're just starting to crunch down. I mean, just getting soft. That's when we're going to stuff them, because the stuffing only takes about 10 minutes to cook. Let's get this stuffing going. Don't need that. Don't need that. Got an egg to bind it with. I've got some cornbread stuffing mix. All right, got my cornbread stuffing mix. This stuff is good until September 28th, 25. No, but it won't be around that long. I'll stuff some catfish with it and make some stuffed shrimp. All right, let's see, how much do we need for? I'm going to stuff the whole thing. If there's any left, I'll put it in the freezer Okay, it's already got seasoning in it. Let's see, what does it say it's seasoned with? I don't know what kind of herbs are in it, but you can smell sage for sure. Get everything open here. Got some low sodium chicken broth. Block, 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 block. Chicken broth. Alright. Just want enough to moisten it a little bit. I don't want a dressing, which would be okay if you made a dressing. Dressing is a lot smoother than stuffing. Get a spoon here. Let this soak up this just a little bit, which it's doing a really good job of. All right, I'm gonna put a little garlic in it. Not much. Rosemary. And this is gonna be savory, even though it's got some apple in it. That's probably half a teaspoon of rosemary. Yeah, y'all don't want to hear me sing, but I always love that song, Time. And I'm going down with thyme. About half a teaspoon of it too. Maybe a quarter. Do it to your taste, what you think that you like. And if you don't like any of these seasonings I put in, just put what you like. Little black pepper cracked in there. All right, let's see here. Get this all mashed up. Oh yeah. Let me get a test spoon here. See if my seasonings are on. That's really good. All right, this is just about soaked up. Had to turn the light off. The color was getting washed out. I mean, I video all mine on my personal cell phone, so I ain't got no like high dollar stuff. I got a couple of shop lights up here. I'm sure you can tell because the lighting's not the best in the world. But anyway, I'm a country boy. I got country boy ways. Let's get the other stuff in here. Get some celery. Let's get all that celery. I have a hard time picking it up. Some onions, some apple, and carrot. And I may come back and add a little bit more. We'll just have to see. Looks like I'm gonna have to add a little bit more juice to it. That's it. I think it'll be good. All let's try it and see what the taste of it. Oh, cranberries there. I know I was forgetting something. Y'all let me forget my cranberries almost. Whole cranberries fresh. And cheese. Man, y'all following the way this morning. I had to say, hey, old dude, you forgot stuff over there. This will help bind it. This is some mozzarella. Mozzarella. And here's some stinky cheese. Parmesan. Now let's get her mixed up. I knew it looked different for some reason, like I got something missing in there. And I've got an egg over here. I don't know if I'm gonna need it or not. I may. Boy, it's smelling really good. Yeah, it's gonna need a little bit more juice. It's too dry. Low sodium chicken stock. That's better. All right. Well, I could taste this right now. I've already tasted it a while ago. It's good. But let's taste it with the cranberries and stuff in it and the cheese. So how am I going to do that? Well, I've got a big old cast iron skillet over here. And I'm going to cook me some up in it just for a second and see what she tastes like. Let me get the camera around. All right, skillet's on. It's warming up. I just want to make sure I get a little bit of everything on here. A dollop full. I say there's no egg in here. I could eat it like it is raw, but I want to see if it tastes different. I want to get the fruit taste out of it, the cranberries. I don't think I'll have to add an egg to it. I think she's going to be just fine. I don't care if it falls apart. This is just a test patty. Turn this down a little bit. Oh yeah, got a little color on it. Oh yeah, perfect. Definitely no egg. Everything will stick together really good. All right, let's get this on the cutting board and get a taste. Perfecto. Get all my towels out of the way here. I like to have lots of hand towels when I'm cooking. It's just an old dude thing, I think. Let me get you up closer here. See what you think about that. It looks good. You could probably eat that on a piece of bread. I may try it, you never know. All right, let's get a bite of this and see what it tastes like. I sure get onion and celery and cranberry for sure. Boy, it smells really good. I see some carrot in it. That's good. The only thing it needs is a little salt. Let me add a little pink salt. It's what I got in the shaker here. Get another bite. And maybe a little pepper. Let's try another one. That's all the difference in the world right there. Not fresh ground, but I don't want a lot on here. Okay. So that tells me what I need. I need some pepper. Need salt added. Not a lot, but just a little bit. So because there's no egg in here, I'm just going to cook it until it gets brown. It's set just fine without it. I may get creative and sprinkle a little bit of more cheese on top. But right now it's pretty dadburn good. The perfect stuffing for acorn squash. It hits all your taste buds. All right, back with you. They were in the oven about 40 minutes. And it's probably fixing to go off. I grabbed them early, made sure they were really soft. I'll show you here. They smell like baked squash. They're really soft on the outside. So I'm gonna get them stuffed. And I guess they are squash. I need to look that up. I'm gonna just put a big dollop on each one of them. And I'm gonna put them back in the oven. And before I put them back in, I'm going to put some more cheese on top. Come on. Don't be jumping off there. You got to go. I believe it's going to be pretty good. Just about the right amount. I want it kind of piled up high all the way around the top. Yeah, actually it's gonna, what a guess I made. Yes, I'm using my fingers. I always wash my hands. And this is gonna bake for a few more minutes at a real high 450 degrees now. You can see the wife is up, you can hear her Sunday morning program in there. And you can hear the the timer going off. That was set at 45 minutes. Let me go turn that off. And I'll restart it for 15. All right, back with you. And we're warm. I don't want it smooth on the outside. All right. Sprinkle a little bit more cheese, a little bit more mozzarella. I've had baked yellow squash with cheese on it. It's really good. Put crackers and milk and cheese. They're really, really good. Well, that little bit that falls off on that parchment paper, it'll probably get crusty, and yeah, I know where it's going to go. I don't have to tell you. All right, let's get this in the oven. Ain't it pretty? Heading to the oven. How does those look, boys and girls? All right, let's get these off this baking sheet. Oh boy, that's hot. There goes my timer. Let me go with the timer off. How do those look? Let's get a bite. It's hot. 450 degrees for about 50 minutes. It's going to be hot. That's really, really good. Goodness. That's unbelievably good. Man. You got to try this recipe, boys and girls. If you want to have a meatless dish that'll fill the needs of the tummy, this will do it for sure. It touches all the taste buds that you need touched. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here, have a little bit more coffee. You can see this, the sun has come up now, and it's a long recipe because you got to bake it for about 45 to 50 minutes and then stuff it, and then another 15 or 20 minutes. But it's well worth it. I appreciate y'all being here for my channel. Be sure and comment, share my videos with your friends. Say, hey, here's an old dude, and he cooks really good stuff. He ain't polished, he ain't in no studio. It's real cooking for real people. And please subscribe. See y'all in the next video. How's that look, boys and girls? It's gonna be so good. Dinner is served.